Hello everybody, what's up? It's Saturday night live stream. I'm your host Chris, and yeah, nice summer night out there. It is the 4th of July 2020, and I've got a whole bowl of watermelon right here that I'll be snacking on throughout this live stream. I flavored it up pretty good, but I have to say, after I reached down to charge my battery. Oh, also, my headphones broke. I'm bummed. My headphones broke. So, I have to use my ear pods right now if I want to listen to anything. How's everybody doing? Notifications are working again. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. Like I said, I think that if maybe if I do, because I was posting like every single night, and then I went down to, like, you know, when my camera was broken, not really posting any live streams. So I think, I don't know, I think the algorithm got in there and was like, oh, you're not posting anymore, we don't need to share your videos. So anyway. But how's everybody doing? I'm sitting here with the pups. Janelle says, doing okay, trying to survive the heat wave. Luckily, I have central air here in my house. But it's nice outside. I mean, it's warm, but I like it. It's a nice. It was a nice day. I was going to visit the parents, but it's you know, it's getting dark now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. No, unfortunately, there's no way to talk to YouTube. There's nobody at YouTube to talk to. I mean, it kind of seems, you know, there's so many people that have YouTube channels, so many people that watch YouTube. It'd probably be a little impossible for them to have customer service like that and be able to fix everybody's things. I did have like a manager that contacted me a few years back, and you know, I told him my frustrations then, and he agreed that something wasn't right, and he wasn't sure what it was, and you know, we kept trying to do different things, and it just, I don't know, it never ironed out for my channel. So I don't know. I don't know. But I will say that I've had probably maybe 10 or 11 watermelons this year, and I gotta say, I still haven't got a good one. They're just not good. I mean, I put a lot of lime juice, I put some lemon juice on this one, a little bit of soma salt to flavor it up, because they've all been super, super bland. And I just remember eating like really, really good watermelon back in the day. I mean, not even that long ago, but every one that I've bought has been a dud. And I've even followed the chart. The last one I got was super dark green. It had that yellow spot on it. I just opened it up, and I thought, like, oh, I finally scored, but it's really bland. I don't like it. I mean, I don't like the fact that they're all bland. I'm going to eat it. Has anybody else have that problem? My dog loves, both of them, they love watermelon, but I won't give it to them anymore, because when I do that, they get doggy diarrhea. I ain't doing that again. So other people have been seeing that as well. But on the other hand, like, my friend Christina, Fully Raw Christina, posts a picture with a perfect looking watermelon, like this big, cut open. I mean, it just looks super, super delicious. I mean, I don't know if she color corrected or anything, but from the picture, it looks like the perfect watermelon. This one is almost like, when I first opened it, I thought it was like a nice deep red, which means it probably was going to taste good. But if you really look at it, it's like, it's almost like clear whitish, a little bit of pink. You want to do a moment of silence for the animals that people are eating today for their family get-togethers? Your dogs are freaking out from the fireworks. My dogs are sitting right here. They're fine with them because they're going off like crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear them. Can you hear that? I think when they're around me, it's calming for them, so it doesn't really matter what's going on. They're calm. Except for when I pull out a carrot. Yeah, that wasn't even like a tasty part. The only thing that's really doing it is like that I soaked it in lime juice and the soma salt. You guys can hear them in the background. And it's pretty much dusk. There's still a little bit light out, but it's almost all the way dark over here. So I don't know. I don't even know if I want to eat that right now. It doesn't really. Do I ever make a melon smoothie? More like a slushy kind of thing I've made, or a juice. I've juiced it, but not really a smoothie. Soma salt? You know, I never heard of it before. So my friend gave it to my friend gave it to me before she left for Iceland, and it's like a very fine powdered salt. And I'm almost out of it. So I need to find out where I can buy some. Like, I probably just look online or something, because I've never seen it in the stores. But it's like it's a very fine dust powder. I just kind of crumble it up over, mix it together, and it's a nice little taste. You got a knock on the watermelon. Yeah, no matter how many I do that with, I just never find the right one. If somebody finds the right one, send it to me. Tofu scramble with corn. I often put a corn salsa in my tofu scramble. It's good. Can make kind of like a Mexicali tofu scramble. It's funny because fireworks always were banned here, and well, I don't think they were when I was real little, but I think all the way through the 90s, all the way until present, they were banned. But now, like, I don't think they're banned anymore because Target sells them, and just the Family Video down the street has a tent out there. They're selling them, so I don't know if they made them legal again. Four potatoes plain for dinner. That sounds really good right about now. This is all I've eaten for dinner right now. This. You're in Florida. Yeah, I remember the first day I moved to Florida, they were setting off fireworks. Yeah, so what did you guys think of the video that I just posted yesterday on the main channel? The unexplained lights on the couch. I went into it a little bit better. I left something out totally on accident. I got excited about showing you guys, and then I totally forgot. I was going to show you the face. Amanda, thank you for the super chat. Forget watermelon, buy Sugar Kiss melon. So good, super sweet. I'll look into that. I gotta find the picture I want to show you guys here. My brother-in-law screenshotted it for me. So it's very pixelated, but you can kind of see circled it. But as soon as the light happens, it looks like there's like a little alien face, or like a little Chewbacca or something above my shoulder. I don't know if you can see this right there. And it happens as soon as the light starts, and then when it goes away, this goes away. Kind of weird. They made you a salad but put dairy cheese in it, so I did not eat it. I've had that same exact thing happen to me more than once. They're like, well, you know, we set aside, we made you some vegan salad for you. And I'm like, well, what is this? Is this Parmesan cheese? And they're like, yeah. Well, vegan means no animal product, so... It's a setup, you're lying. Yeah, well, my brother-in-law, he's like an analyst and stuff, so he's always looking for things. And when I showed him the video, he literally watched it over and over and over for about 20 minutes straight. And then my sister told me he was still watching it after the fact, so. You like the shirt? This is from Tamerlane Farm Sanctuary. I have not talked to Big Josh Vegan. I don't know where he's been. He's probably home or working. You're not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Well, okay, so yeah, my video my camera tapes over each night, so those are gone, but I downloaded those videos. And yeah, and I do usually look at other nights every once in a while. Because it's always, even though it's usually nothing, it's always kind of like unsettling when I'm the only one here in the house and my dogs are both here and I'm up here with you guys. I'm upstairs in my office, or, you know, I'm in bed or something, and all of a sudden I get a notification that one of my alarms goes off, and I'm thinking, oh, it's probably the camera right here in the room that I'm in, and just, you know, looking at the movement of me looking at my phone or something. And it's like, movement detected in kitchen. And I'm like, dun, dun, dun. Who's in my kitchen? So, yeah, it's usually nothing. Oh, the witching hour. Yeah, I have some paranormal or like possibly some alien or weird stories like that. But I've definitely told you those stories in previous live streams. And they always, you know, everything that's happened to me up till now, it just makes me think, you know, like what, if anything, is that? You guys hear those? You guys hear those fireworks going off? Well, you know what I think? I think what I've found, because I did look at other recordings and stuff, I'm not positive, but I think the movement in the picture frame, I think it's from the TV. But the light is still, I'm perplexed by that, because the light starts behind my shoulder, kind of very, it's bright, but it just kind of starts only on my shoulder, and then it goes over to the couch. It jumps, and it blinks, and then it stops, and when it stops, there's still light on back of my shoulder. There's nothing behind me. I'm not laying on any kind of electronics or anything like that. It was literally just the pillow. I had nothing there with me. An albino lizard. Interesting. Did it have red eyes? Definitely wasn't a lightning bug. Yeah, my TV will turn off after activity. But that wouldn't have caused the light. That might have done what you saw in the picture frame, but it definitely didn't cause the lighting on the couch. Has anyone been asleep almost all day, or is that just you? I probably was most of the day just because I am up all night. Do I think I'll live in this house forever? No, I don't want to live here. I really would love to move. This was like a nice first house, but I don't. I would like another house with like a decent kitchen for, you know, my videos, at least, and maybe a bigger backyard or a fenced-in area or a place that's not so close to neighbors for my dogs. Yeah, I would love to move out of here. Who wants to buy my house? Yeah, if you look at it, the source of the light seems to be coming from right under my shoulder. Right under my shoulder, the light's coming from. So weird. It's like coming from nothing. Maybe it's from that pretzel bag. I don't know. Maybe we'll never know. Where is Rachel? Working at the hospital. I'm not sure where the remote is either under that pillow over there or it's over by my side under the blanket. You can't see it. Yeah, that weird Chewbacca face, or even like Creature from the Black Lagoon or something. It kind of looks like, I can't really tell, but it like appears and then disappears. Yeah, Zeke walked over under the table. That was the other thing. So Zeke walking over there and then the flash going off. Just bizarre. And so many things have been happening, like coincidentally. It's really weird. Travis says, have I looked at any security footage since that night? Yes, the very following night I was trying to figure out if I could see a flash again laying in the same spot. The camera is still in the same position right now. And that's what made me think that possibly the movement in the picture frame above my head is from the TV. But still no idea where the light came from. Let me see. So there it is right now as we speak. What if all of a sudden somebody walked by? That'd live right there downstairs. Nobody's in my house. Would I ever go on Chef AJ's live stream? I don't know really anything about Chef AJ. I only went and saw the video that everybody told me to go watch when she was live, when she didn't know it, because I did the same thing. But other than that, I don't know who Chef AJ is. But I mean, yeah, maybe. Only Lovers Left Alive. No, I haven't watched it. But didn't he mention that when I had him on my show, when I asked him what his favorite movie was or something? Not my armpit, it's my shoulder. There's a difference there. My armpit is closed. It's above my shoulder. The animal people. No. But what I did binge watch the other night was the new Unsolved Mysteries. That was pretty good. But now I'm done with it. I watched them all. If you watch it, all of them are like unsolved murders, except for the one of them is UFOs. So go check that out if you want. The only thing that I'm so used to watching like other shows like Cold Case and Forensic Files and stuff where they actually find the answers. And it's like, it kills me because you watch this whole thing and then they're like, if you have any information, and it's like, oh, we're not going to be able to find out what happened or how it happened. We don't know. AJ, I always see 1111, and I don't think a lot of people follow me on Instagram, but I post it like almost every single night. 11:11 or in the morning 11. Whenever I see it, I'm like 11:11. Well, I see it all the time for years and years. Vegan Games was eating watermelon too. This house is not clean. What house? Are we talking about? Is that a movie? $707. I used to always see things that added up to 23 too. There's a conspiracy going on that I'm not me. I'm a doppelganger alien because of what happened there. You're supposed to make a wish when you see 11:11 on the clock. You're supposed to make, and I saw a nice shooting star the other night too. Just, oh, and the moon was the moon, it's a full moon tonight, isn't it? Well, am I? The Goonies was my favorite movie. Yeah, I threw that in there. Did you like how I did that? Probably new people to the stream have no idea what I'm talking about. You hear all those fireworks? It's almost like the neighborhood grand finale. When I was little, my parents would take me to the fireworks at the state park around here. And they'd have Syracuse Symphony playing before the fireworks went off. And we'd have like a blanket laid down on the grass with tons of other people all around. This is in the early 80s. And I remember just sitting there waiting for the fireworks. And I'm sitting there. And anything that I was embarrassed about as a kid, no matter how young I was, it's not like, oh, that was a long time ago. You know, I've forgotten about that. Nope. I still remember, and it's still like, it's still kind of, it's funny. So the first firework goes off, it goes, woof. I mean, these are like far away, you know, they're, you know, safety precautions and everything. So they're not going to hit any people, but it goes way up in the sky, and I'm a little kid. I don't know. I just see it come right up, and I just like, I said like, save yourselves, pretty much. Like, you're all on your own, Mom and Dad. I just ran up the hill. I was like, ah, and they're like, Chris, get back here. Where are you going? And everyone around there just started like laughing, and I just kind of came back with, I was embarrassed. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not gonna hit me. But another really embarrassing thing that I did was I know the exact day because it was my birthday. Kindergarten, which would have made it what, 1980. So I'm in kindergarten, and was it? Yeah, it had to have been. And the principal came in to talk to my teacher, and she said, oh, by the way, it's Chris's birthday today. And he looked down. I remember what he was wearing, what he had in his. He had some papers in his hand, and he goes, "Oh, happy birthday, Chris!" And my parents had always told me when I was those 4 years that I was growing up, if somebody says something nice to you, say something back to them, you know, or say something nice about them, or, you know, like basically don't, you know, if you don't want somebody to say something bad about you, then don't say something bad, like that kind of thing. So he said, happy birthday, Chris. So I'm trying to think, like, I'm like, happy birthday to you too, is what I said back to him. And he just kind of smiled and laughed. But then I realized, I'm like, oh my God, it's not. And this is going through a 4-year-old's head. So I'm like, oh my God, it's not his birthday. And I said happy birthday, and I can't take that back. And now he's gone. And oh my God, he probably thinks I'm an idiot. And I probably ruined his day. And he's probably going to go home and tell his wife about how, you know, he tried to say happy birthday and I said the wrong thing back. And I just want to let it leave my head. And like all the way up until now, I'm still thinking about it. So embarrassing, cringy moments. Your house was built on an old battlefield? Oh, anybody ever seen a shadow person? I have. Do you want to hear I've seen it twice. Anybody want to hear those stories? I've already told them, so I'm sure a lot of you that watch all of my live streams already heard these stories. It was a dark and stormy night. I'm kidding. It wasn't. He probably still tells that story. Who? Me? I don't think my principal ever remembered that. He just died last year. So you guys, okay, so you guys did hear the shadow person stories. You don't have the ability to forget either. I made up a quote once, and it was actually 7-8 years ago, and it was this is by me. I made it up. So if you're going to use it, credit me. Vegan Zombie or crit, whatever. I can't forget, so I choose not to remember. Boom. Oh, you want to hear it? Okay, I'll tell it again. Okay, so I don't think I ever talked to my principal again after I left 5th grade. 30 some years ago. Oh wow, more than that, yeah. But that would have been funny. I did go back to the middle school a few years ago with John, and we did a cooking demo presentation, and everyone loved it. Okay, so the first time I saw any kind of shadow thing, I was in 8th grade, and I was home alone. It was winter, and I must have been doing chores because I was vacuuming the living room. And this is in my parents' house, and from where I was standing, there's a hallway going down to where the bathroom and then our three bedrooms were, like, and then there's 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. So I'm vacuuming, and I'm not thinking of anything scary. It's the middle of the daytime, and I'm just vacuuming. And as I look up, I see a dark shadow of, you know, somebody walking, like basically just seeing like the backside of them walk into, which would have been one of the bedrooms to the left. And immediately, you know, my heart started racing. I turned off the vacuum cleaner. And the first thing that went through my mind was, do I run outside or do I go down and see if there's anybody in the house? So I didn't know what to do because, like, if I thought about it. If I ran outside, then what am I going to do? Just stand outside in the cold? I got to go back in the house at some point. So, and nobody was there. So I just stood there for like, I don't know, probably 5 minutes or something. And I just was like, what do I do? What do I do? So then I reluctantly went down the hallway and I walked into the room and there was nobody in there. And I looked, under the bed, in the closet, everywhere. There was nobody there. So that was the first time that I saw anything like that. The second time was many years later. It was when I was living in Florida. I was living in Gainesville, Florida, going to school there. And nice hot summer day, or maybe I don't know if it was summer or not, but down there every day is summer in Florida. So I'm in my apartment and I'm doing the dishes. It's the middle of the day and I'm the only one there. My roommate's not there. It's just me. I'm doing the dishes in my kitchen, and from where my kitchen was located, if I look to the right, there's the living room, and then the doorway out of my apartment is right there to the left, and that's the only way out of the apartment. And I'm doing the dishes, and I'm not thinking anything scary or spooky or anything. I'm just doing the dishes, and I kind of just went like this. I looked over like that, and in the split second that I looked over like that and I looked back. Like, again, I had that feeling, my heart was beating fast, because what I saw there was almost like, it was like a detailed shadow person. It was a little boy. It was a little boy crouched down in the corner looking at me with like a contorted, evil-looking face, just like looking at me with a very sinister, very scary-looking face. And I was like, and he was like right there in the corner by the door. So again, I froze. I'm like, what do I walk outside? What do I do? Like, I mean, that was really scary. I know what I saw, and that was it. I haven't seen one since. It was creepy. So those are my Shadowman stories. Didn't I see shadow people across some train tracks in your town? No, those were like real people. They weren't shadow. They looked like normal people that came out of nowhere that started running at us. And there's a video of it. You can see it for yourself. I should be a vegan ghost hunter. I've always thought about doing like that, but so many people already do the ghost hunting thing. But yeah, like I've wanted to make those videos and just post them on this channel or even my main channel, one of them. But there are some places around here that I would like to go, and I always wanted to recreate some of these, like kind of like unsolved mysteries, kind of, You hear those? I wonder if I can see them. I can hear them, but I can't see them. There's also 13 Curves around here, which is really famous here in Syracuse. 13 Curves. And the story is a couple got married back, I don't know, either the 20s or the 40s, long time ago. And they were going around the 13 Curves, and they, if you go off the road, you're going straight down in a ravine. And they did, and they died. And I believe that part of the story is true, but what people said was they saw like ghost of the bride on the road there, and that was like the big thing around here in Syracuse was the 13 Curves. So I've actually gone there and done videos of me with like a camera right there in my windshield as I like go up the 13 Curves late at night, and I didn't see any ghosts, so I turned around and I went back down it again. No ghosts again, so I'm like, all right, let's give it one more try. No ghosts again. So I'm like, 13 Curves, you're wasting my time. No, I'm just kidding, but I'd like to do a video there too. And also the girl without a face, one there too. Everybody thinking ghostly things. We're not even in fall yet, and we're talking about ghostly things. Oh, good night, Julie. You're heading out of service. Oh, you're going out in the middle of the nowhere land. Have a good night. It is a full moon. So, from all the research I've done, I don't think a ghost can follow you, but a demon can. A demon can attach itself to you. So, a ghost can be totally harmless, but a demon attaches itself to you and can follow you around. That's what they say. Did you forget your face? It's on Tubi. Bad Moon. That's one of those movies where I have to Google it to see if I saw it, because it sounds familiar and I might have a DVD of it, but I'm not sure if that's the one we're talking about. Okay, so so I put Bad Moon and like I pressed enter, but it auto finishes my sentence, and we got Creedence Clearwater Revival, which I almost said Bad Moon Rising. Anyway, Bad Moon only movie. Yeah, I have this movie on DVD, and I do not really remember it off the cover of it, but I do own it. You know what other one I liked was Ginger Snaps. What was her name? Emily Perkins, Canadian actress. She was in, I think she was in X-Files, but she was in Supernatural and Ginger Snaps, a werewolf movie. Yeah, I would say that right about now here, they're probably shooting fireworks off everywhere because it just got dark and everybody's doing it. I didn't really get outside today. Maybe I'll go for a night walk or something. Do I like ginger snaps? The cookies? They're okay, but they're not my favorite kind of cookies. I'm like a chocolate chip cookie guy. Like I mean, I like what I like and I kind of stick with it. Yeah, Bad Moon is a werewolf movie. 1996. Your dog hates them? Your dog hates werewolves? My dogs probably hate werewolves too. They're more into vampires. So what's everyone doing tonight? After this, of course. We're watching this right now, but after this. You like ginger snaps? See, now I don't know if we're talking about the movie or the cookie. If you sent me Azazel, you hear that? You can just watch fireworks over here. Yeah, my dogs are unfazed. They're just laying there. Watching Hamilton on Disney. I keep seeing the advertisements for Hamilton, and I'm asking people, like, what is it? Should I watch it? But then somebody said it was a musical, and I despise musicals, so I don't think I'm going to watch it. I've never liked musicals. And I can think of a ton of them right now. In fact, I'm singing a song from a musical in my head right now, which would have been good without the musical. You got to work at 5 a.m. Good night, Gary. Have a good night's sleep. Hopefully the fireworks don't keep you up. Ooh, that's creepy, Mantis. Yeah, midnight walks are the best. Or like 1 or 2 in the morning walks. I just heard that Hamilton is a musical. It's a hip-hop musical, so the style is different from what you might be thinking of. So it's like a music video. If I don't like Grease, I just remember Grease when I was little, watching it with my friend, and I just remember the dude on the motorcycle, and I always love motorcycles, the dude on the motorcycle, and they were singing the song, "Who's that guy? Where can I get one?" And I just remember that, and I've never seen it since. And that was like mid-'80s back in the day. Oh, and there was a patriotic song in it too, right? Or am I thinking of a different one? Where they say, "Let's do it for our country, the red, white, and the blue." I don't want to sing because I don't know, but this is in my head. It's been in my head since the 80s, and I've never seen it since. So that's all I remember from Grease. Much better than Grease? Okay. Well, you did recommend other movies to me that I really liked, such as Onward and Coco. Coco was really, really good. You got chills. They're multiplying. What are we talking about here? Gremlins? I'm always singing now because I can't like really like talk it out. You know what I'm saying? Movies that I didn't like the singing in, but forever in my head is like, "It's a razzle dazzle day." Pete's Dragon, the original. I like Puff the Magic Dragon way better. And I do love the song Puff the Magic Dragon. So, I mean, also it was a cartoon. That's a really sad song. It's only 6:40 there. Oh, you're on the West Coast. Song in the original Grease. Okay. See, I wouldn't know. Grease 2 is Who's That Guy? Okay. All right. Well, then, I mean, that's what I saw. And he was on a motorcycle. And I thought that part was pretty cool back when I was like 10. Does anybody remember the movie Savannah Smiles? I loved that movie. Oh, yeah. Popeye with Robin Williams. I remember that, too. You had a lot of crazy things happen after your boyfriend passed that confirmed. What kind of things happened? The $6 Million Man? Yes. It's been a long time, but yeah. Grease 2 was horrible, but you loved it. A lot of movies from the 80s were horrible, but I loved them. No, I don't believe Puff the Magic Dragon is really about drugs. It's really about... It's sad if you think about it. I know, though. I was just singing it the other day with my parents. Like, I know every lyric in the song, but it was my favorite song until Eye of the Tiger came out. It's sad, dude. Puff the Magic Dragon was his best friend, and then he grew up. Jackie Paper grew up, and the dragon was sad. He had no more friends, and he went into his cave by himself, and I don't know. You have a conspiracy theory about my age. Let's hear it. Somebody loves Grease a lot. I haven't seen it in 30, 40 years, so I can't really comment on it. I just know I'm not a fan of musicals. Julian Lennon said his father would send him a message in the form of a white feather, and it happened. Oh, wow. A black crow flew through the window and went to his office and landed on the skull. Yeah, Bambi was a good one too. I saw that in a movie theater when I was little. I think in Casanova. Have I found the Fountain of Youth? Well, I'm always hoping to find it, but I don't believe I found it. Time travel from the future would explain the not aging physically, but remembering everything from the 80s and 90s. So what are you saying? That like I was born, like I skipped the 90s and the 2000s, and I just kind of time traveled maybe 10 years in the future? Of course, I came to 2020 because I figured this would be the best year to time travel to. I want to be here, present in 2020, and just have a wonderful adventure. Being quarantined with my mask. Your son from the future. Ooh, They Live. That's so weird. I was watching something last night that was very similar to They Live. It's Dimension 404. They kind of did it like almost like Twilight Zone. And I don't know, I just started watching. And there was a time travel one that I was watching. But there was something that was very similar to They Live. It actually looked just like They Live when they would put the glasses on. Rowdy Piper. Rest in peace. Do I hate all classic Disney movie cartoons? No, I don't, because like a movie is different than a cartoon to me. I don't hate all of them. I don't know if I hate any of them. I probably do, but I don't know. I don't know if I hate them. I probably just don't care for them. Sean says, hi, everyone from Montana. Do you live anywhere near Bolt, Montana? Oh, Willy Wonka. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I just never liked musicals, guys. If I want to watch a movie, I don't want them to be singing like an unrealistic singing where everybody just comes in and they start singing and yeah. We mentioned Rocky Horror Picture Show like in a previous live stream. You also found, AJ says, I also found brand new books on a dresser I had never seen before, and one of the books was Ghost That I Have Met by Hans Holzer. Ghost, that's weird synchronicity right there. When was the last time you had a message like that, or any kind of message? Going to make black bean burgers on the grill tonight. Good luck. It's always hard to make the black bean burgers on the grill because a lot of times they fall apart. Yeah, Gene Wilder is pretty awesome, so I agree there. Get my violin and play it. If I had a violin, I'd probably break the speakers. A steam engine goes choo choo choo. Avocado Man. I was Bolt, Montana. B-O-L-T, Bolt, Montana. We are all Charlie Bucket. I've got some chocolate bars downstairs. Man, I can hear those fireworks. Getting a free fireworks show over here. Do I like Johnny Depp? Yeah, I like Johnny Depp. I mean, of course, the first movie he was in was Nightmare on Elm Street. Are they going back to school in my area? I have no idea. I don't think so. Your friend made you go see Cats and you told him you were leaving halfway through. That would have been me. Although I do like some of the songs in Cats. I hear they seem to be going back to school in my area. I don't know why they're having people go back in school if they claim that the cases of the virus are increasing. I don't really know. I only know Bolt, Montana, because that's where my dad told the story from about the UFOs, but I don't know in location where all the other ones are. I think it's up north. Montana touches Canada, I believe. Crispy Captures. Yeah, you must come in here after I was just talking about Unsolved Mysteries, where I binged the whole thing. It was good. There's also a UFO one in there too. Edward Scissorhands was amazing. That was such a good movie. Did anybody see The Ninth Gate? That was a pretty good one too. I liked The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp. When you hear the Unsolved Mysteries, you get nervous. The music. Don't forget Ghostbusters. Does anyone remember Brewster's Millions in the 80s? That was a good one. Now that's actually a movie that I wouldn't mind if they remade it in like present day. Some movies I don't want them to remake, but Sean, I still haven't seen Joker. Because all my streaming services that it's on, it's like a pay one, so I haven't seen it. And the other movie that I have a friend that's been wanting me to watch for probably a year now. He's my friend that's in the Carl Sagan video that I did. And he wants me to watch The Iron Giant, and I've never seen it. And it's not on any of these streaming services and other than like a pay one. So I haven't been able to find it. I haven't found any download sites for it. I don't know. Maybe I should just cave and spend $15 to watch it. South Park has a whole episode about musicals. Do they make fun of them? You just watched the first Unsolved Mysteries, The Hole in the Roof. Oh my God, yeah, that one was crazy. And I said that before they even said anything. There's no way that he could jump that far. Like, my theory on that was like, I mean, because even if he was on the ledge, he would have had to like run and jump, and he wasn't suicidal. So it's like, did they drop him from a helicopter? Yes, I had to think about that one for a second. Knives Out. I loved it. I want to see more movies like that, like murder mystery movies. That, if you guys haven't seen Knives Out and you like murder mysteries, check that movie out. It's really good. Knives Out. Iron Giant is $4 on YouTube. I guess I could do that. I got a $4.99 super chat. Yeah, I could do that. It's a very good movie. So I have no idea what it's. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't. But he knows that my favorite movie is E.T. So he said that I have to watch Iron Giant. So I don't know if there's a connection there or anything, but he really wanted me to watch it. I don't have HBO Max, but I do have HBO Go. And I do want to watch Joker, too. Everybody's been telling me that I've wanted to watch it since it came out, but I haven't seen it yet. What was the other movie that I watched that was good? Well, I thought it was good. Vast of Night. I think it was really well done. It's supposed to take place back in the 50s, I think. Oh, yeah? I think everybody heard that. Redbox. I think there's still Redbox at Wegmans. Go watch Iron Giant. Thank you, AJ. Thank you for the super chat. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. Animal People by Joaquin Phoenix. Has anyone seen that? Oh, Cody said it too. Animal People is about the start of the Animal Liberation Front. You guys hear those fireworks going off? What should we name this live stream? Maybe we should name it Bad. There we go. That should update and you guys should be able to see it. Bad Watermelon and Unsolved Mysteries. There we go. The Lobster. No. Chris hates musicals. I could do that, yeah. I named it Bad Watermelon and Unsolved Mysteries. I'm just going to take the live stream part out of there. So it's just Bad Watermelon and Unsolved Mysteries. People will be like, what am I watching? Parth, I didn't find that to be true. The movie Eating Animals, narrated by Natalie Portman. I have not seen that. Did you miss a lot? Did you just get here? Because we've been on for 59 minutes and 22 seconds. So you missed an hour worth of stuff, Mel. So I guess that's relative, but you probably missed a lot. This is the link. I couldn't get it that way, Parth. What is my favorite number? 23. You just got the notification for this. See, that's why that's why I don't like this YouTube notification thing, because it's like, if you're going to do a live stream, why give people notifications an hour into it? If it's a live stream, everybody that you subscribe to that has the notifications on should get the notification there and then. And when you upload just a regular video, I guess I can understand that maybe it doesn't give you a notification right away on that video, but a live stream should definitely get a notification right away. You hate the movie E.T. because you hate things that make me experience emotion. See, I like it for the exact opposite reason, because I don't really experience emotions other than like strong nostalgia, and that's what E.T. does for me. It brings me back to a special place. So I understand if somebody doesn't feel the same way I do about it, because maybe they didn't watch it when it came out, or they didn't have that experience that I had, but maybe they have a different movie that does that to them. The number of your house is 23. I also have a family member, I'm not going to say who, but I have a family member whose house is also 23. I want you guys all to be notified too ASAP when I start streaming. Especially when I'm, you know, what good is it if I got 6 people watching me now, but then afterwards everybody gets the notifications? It's like, it's better interaction when there's more people to ask questions and keep the stream going. And I usually only come on, sometimes I come on the stream with nothing to say and I just wait for you guys' questions. And other times I'm like, I got a couple things to say and then we can work off that. When I first started doing the whole streaming thing, like, I guess I was pretty awkward, and as soon as I had nothing to say, I'd be like, all right guys, see you later, and turn it off. But now it's just like, we'll figure out what to say. And if there's nothing to say, we'll just sing. Even though we can't sing. I can't sing. It's not my armpit, it's my shoulder. It's behind my shoulder. Yeah, I think everybody feels that way at that part of the movie, Mantis. It's just, even if I try not to cry, I tear up every time I see E.T. And that scene where E.T., like, he hugs him. And, I mean, E.T. was like a created alien thing that they made back in the 80s, 81. And they did such a good, even before they came out with the CGI, I don't like watching the CGI one. I like to only watch the original. And, you know, when E.T.'s hugging him, those robot animation people, they did an amazing job giving E.T. those looks of with emotion and everything. They did an amazing job. You felt that way about Free Willy? See, I saw, I remember seeing Orca the Killer Whale, when Orca, and I don't remember anything about that movie except for there's a guy that had a cast on his leg, and Orca came up and he bit the floorboards and the guy's leg right off. And I'm like, oh, and you know, I remember that. That just stuck in my head forever and ever until now. I don't know. Maybe I can set these up in the future. I just hate having to figure out new things and them not working. Where maybe we can do like, oh, I will be live streaming in 30 minutes. But then the problem there is I'm so spontaneous that what if half an hour goes by and then something comes up and I'm like, oh my God, I can't live stream now. So that's why I'm always hesitant on like putting exact times of when I'll be doing things. Which is weird because back when I had like, you know, a regular job to go to, I've always 100% of the time been punctual. I'm the one that got perfect attendance throughout high school. Jaws. I was just going to say Jaws too. Yeah, Jaws was a great movie. It really captured the audience for generations. Same here, Mantis. My grades weren't the best. I mean, they weren't really bad, but I was always there. Perfect attendance. 8th grade through 12th grade was my high school, so. Yeah, Stand By Me was great. I was actually just thinking about that earlier too. That's another movie I do not want them to remake. It sounds like gunfire. I know, it's the 4th of July. Yeah. Yeah, I had perfect attendance almost every single year, but they didn't, I only got an award for the high school one. But through middle school and, I never missed a day. And then college even. I had perfect attendance through all of college except when my grandma died. I had to skip a day for the funeral. I really hope everything does not get made. Like, I don't want them to ever remake E.T. or even do a sequel to E.T. But who cares what I think? They can do it if they want. Casablanca. Yeah, I just read an article that there's still one living person from the movie Gone with the Wind, and she's 104. Byron actually messaged me and told me that, because there's a tortoise that is 188, still alive. Dear Evan Hansen, it's called Forever. For Forever, Dear. Is that a movie? Dear Evan Hansen? I've not heard of it. Sean, yes. I love The Shawshank Redemption. That's one of those movies, I think for a lot of people, me included, whenever it's on, I end up sitting down and watching, even though I've seen it a million times. The other movie that's like that for me is Castaway. Although I don't watch TV anymore, so that kind of thing doesn't happen. But back in the day when TV would be on and like whatever, I'd sit down and watch it. Olivia De Havilland is her name, from Gone with the Wind. I don't think I've seen Field of Dreams. Is that the one with... No, maybe I'm getting that mixed up with another movie. You always watch James Bond marathons. I haven't watched James Bond in a long time. I did just recently watch, because there was nothing to watch, and I remember skipping over it a million times, but finally I'm just like, the new Mission Impossible. And I also watched the newest Death Wish. I remember back in the day it was always Charles Bronson, but now it was Bruce Willis, and Eli Roth did it. Don't say Timothy Dalton. I grew up with the Muppets, and it's kind of like, I don't know. I like some of them, but some of them were really weird to me, and I have weird dreams, like the Swedish Chef. That was really weird. Green Mile was a really good movie. Now that's one of those movies that something happens halfway through that you're like, what? You did not think it was that kind of movie, and you're like, whoa. Roger Moore, anyone? No? Okay. Do I like the Peanuts? My grandma used to always clip the Peanuts out and hang them on her breakfast room wall. and she'd always show them to me, and I would read. I don't know, like some of them I liked, but she really liked them. Roger Moore seemed like an old guy when he was a teenager. Isn't that weird that there's some actors that, you know, 20, 30 years ago you watched the movie and you're just like, oh, this guy's super old. And now it's like all these years later, like, oh, that guy's got to be like in his 90s or 100s now. Like that, he's probably dead. And you look and it's like, wait, what? He's only 15 years older than me? What? It's just, yeah, I've seen, like Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future. Like, I thought he was really old in Back to the Future, but yeah, I thought so too. Like back in the day, I feel like people that people back in the day that were my age now, I thought that they like looked and were way older than, you know, than I thought. Like I thought, oh man, when I'm that age, I'm gonna probably be bald and have white hair and look really old and wrinkled, and I'll look my age. And like I still feel like I did when I was in my. I still feel like a kid. Like I don't feel like I thought that I was going to feel like when I was that age. Is it just me, or is like, are the ages getting younger and younger? I feel like they are. Betty White. Like, perfect example. Did anybody watch the video that I posted on the missing rewards? The cold case crime that happened here in Syracuse like 30 years ago? One of the victims in that, they show a picture of him. And I think he looks a lot older than I am now. I think he looks a lot older than me, but I'm actually 10 years older than he was in that picture. It's bizarre. 50 is the new 20. And I'm not saying that that's unnecessarily being bald is old, but like, you know, wrinkled and, you know, like my dad had completely gray hair when he was like 10 years younger than me. And he always told me when I was growing up, he's like, you only got a few more years and you're going to have a full gray head of hair like me. And yeah, I got some gray hairs, but it's not like his was. He had completely silver hair when he was my age. But then you have people like, you know, like John. John went bald when he was like 19, and that has nothing to do with his age. That was just like a genetic thing. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is I'm not making fun or like putting anybody down that's bald, because, you know, some people go bald when they're young. Some people get gray hair, some people don't. It's different for everybody, but that doesn't necessarily mean like an age thing either. I mean, it probably means you're older than 7 or 8, but it doesn't mean you're like 50s, 60s, 70s, you know. I always say that, and I said it in like, I think one of my first Why I'm Vegan videos way back 6, 7 years ago. And I often say, like, people ask me like, well, how come you look so much younger than your age? And I always say like, well, if I had to guess, it would be because of my lifestyle. Meaning, like, yeah, I've been vegan for a very, very long time, most of my life, and I also I don't do any drugs. I don't consume things that are, you know, bad for me. I don't smoke. I don't drink, and I never have. And I would say that, and also the mindset. Like I'm very skeptical on certain things, but I'm not willing to like deny that in case it is helping me out. But being in like a youthful mindset, you know, everybody's like, well, you got to grow up sometime. No, I don't. I can be however I want, and so can you. But I'm willing to bet that all these factors together are why that I might look younger than my age. But obviously I can't prove that because I don't have a time machine to go back and do it differently to compare the two. I don't know. You know, I like to stay fit and exercise. And like I said, you know, like if genetics play into this, you know, I do think it's true that you can change that. Like, well, you know, like your grandfather. Well, my grandfather died when he was 12 years older than I am now from a heart attack. I never met him, and like I feel like if you do things differently, if you just keep doing like tradition and eating poorly, like you know, your ancestors, then, you know, yeah, then your genetics could lead you to a shorter life, I guess. I mean, we could die any day, like, but like outside of circumstances. But as long as I don't know, I just want to live as long as I can. That's all I'm saying. But I also want to do that. I want to be healthy too, because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be in pain every day, and I've been through that. So that's horrible too. So like, you know, so that's why I try to treat my body the best I can, because it's, you know, it's the only one I have. It's the only one any of us has. So yeah, yeah, because I hate when people. That's what I was gonna say. I hate when people say that. Like they'll be like abusing drugs and like just, you know, eating things that are horrible for them and stuff like that. And then when somebody says, oh, you know, that'll kill you. Oh, you should stop smoking. That'll kill you. And it's like, we're all going to die someday anyway, so you might as well have fun. And it's like, yeah, but like, you're right. We're all going to die someday. But like, I don't want to be like sick and in pain because I didn't take care of myself, you know, while I am alive. I don't want to be in pain. I want to live the best me I can. At least that's the way I see it. So, you know, like, I don't know. Bald at 15. Rest in peace. Produce says, hypothetically, not being vegan is a deal breaker for a potential partner. Is there any other deal breakers you are certain about? Yeah, for me, a deal breaker would also be somebody that wasn't vegan. Also, somebody that does drugs. I don't care if other people do. I don't care what other people do. I really don't. I just don't want people to do that around me. In my house or anything like that. So like, I'm not like, I don't do it and I don't care what other people do with their bodies, whatever. You know, obviously I don't care if somebody's, you know, drinks alcohol. People think that just because I'm straight edge, I don't want to be around it. That's not true at all. Like, I don't really care. I just don't want to be around somebody that's like, you know, like belligerently drunk every weekend. You know, I don't want to be around that. But somebody that's like, you know, drinking some wine or something with dinner, I don't care. But that would be a deal breaker if I was looking for that. Oh, and just like drugs aside, just like cigarettes, like smoking cigarettes. My dad smokes cigarettes, and I hate it. I don't want it on. I don't want the smell around me. I don't want it on my clothes. Like, I mean, that's what I've been complaining about all of my life, every time, because he won't stop. So too bad you have a twin. I have a twin. I've got brothers and a sister. What about a little weed? Just a little bit. Like, I honestly, I don't care if people smoke weed. I don't care. I don't even mind the smell of like an unlit piece of weed. It smells like, you know, like nature. But I don't want to be around somebody smoking weed. I don't want to smell it. I don't want it on my clothes. I'm straight edge, you know. That's me. But I don't care, and I don't think it should be illegal either. I just don't think. I just don't want to smell it. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't smoke it in front of my face. Don't smoke it at some place where we're sharing, a place where, like, I can't really get out of. Don't get in a car with me and smoke it. That's why I'm pretty independent and don't like to, I'm not going to tell somebody what to do. So oftentimes, I'll make my own accommodations to get certain places because I don't want to tell somebody, hey, you can't smoke here. But like, if I'm forced to be in a car, I'm like, guys, can you have a little consideration and not smoke while I'm here, please? And that, that doesn't always happen. So I get out of the car. And, Chris, don't make a scene. Well, I'm not going to do it. So I don't know what that's me. That's me. Mantis, that's funny. Wait, somebody's vegan anniversary today? Sean's? Did I miss that? If it's your vegan anniversary, then congrats. Being vegan for 11 years. Well, we got 78 people watching now. What else are we going to talk about? We've talked about a lot of things tonight. I mean, we're talking about it all. We're talking about just a little bit of weed. See, all we have to do is talk about weed and we'll get everybody watching. Oftentimes people like hate on me for it, but like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Do it. I think it should be legal. I just don't want to smell it. I hate smelling in public places too. But, and you don't really smell it here and where I live. But when I go to California, everywhere you go, you smell it. Like, oh, smell it over there. Oh, smell it over here. Oh, smell it over here. Not a big deal. I just don't want to be in a place where I can't, easily leave, get away from it. Do people know what Halloween costumes they are wearing yet? Well, for me, it's usually easy. I'm just a vampire. Who breaks for turtles? Oh my God. Yeah, I got a story that happened a couple weeks ago with a turtle. Let's not even talk about it. We were going to play a trivia game, but I don't have that it's at my parents' house, that 1980s trivia game. Ever been shamed for being vegan? Of course, yeah. I mean, people just making fun of it, or I'm the only vegan there. I mean, I've been vegan for 26 years, so like, that's a long time. I've been in a lot of places and situations. Most of the times I would say that most people are understanding and good about it. But, like, I don't know. There's been times when people like, I mean, nothing really too bad. I think the last real public argument was because I would never like go out and even really talk about it in public, or anybody people that knew me, they already knew. But if somebody's going to like come at me with stuff. So that's what happened. I was at an event. It wasn't a vegan event. It was just like it was a horror event. And one of my friends, she decided to start questioning me on some things, and I didn't even really want to get into this, but she like was pushing the issue, and I ended up like, all right, no, and we started arguing, and everything she would say, like I told her, well, this is why, and this is why, And then it turned out that like as she was like, and she instigated it and she started it, and you know like she kept saying she wanted me to say something and admit something, and I'm like, no, because it's not true. That, you know, there are no, you know, humane ways of killing animals. She was trying to say that certain farms are better than others. And, you know, it turned out that we were gathering a little bit of an audience that were watching. And, you know, I was right about all the facts there. And I was just saying, like, you know, like, hey, this is why this is why that. And the thing was, she was a longtime vegetarian. I think she was trying to justify her decisions on like eating honey and dairy products. And it ended out being like, you know, most of the other people there weren't vegan. And they basically were just like, you know, I heard later on that they were like, well, he's so extreme. And I was like, you know, really, I wasn't the one that brought this argument up. Yeah, anyway. So nowadays I will, you know, most people that I hang out with know that I'm vegan. Nobody really, you know, I don't really have those problems anymore, but I did have them at one point. And, you know, I would assume that, you know, people that, you know, that aren't vegan, that go vegan, brand new vegans would probably, you know, have run into, you know, situations like this. So the best thing that I could say is just like, if you don't know how to respond, is just, you know, don't really, you know, just don't let anybody change your mind, for one. You're doing the right thing. But, you know, the thing that I did, you know, even a long time ago is I just started like, well, you know, like I don't know the answers to these. They're coming up with these good questions that I don't know how to answer. So what I did was I just educated myself. I looked up, you know, and since then I've like, I don't know, like I can argue with any non-vegan out there. It's good to know the facts about certain things so you can answer those. Because, you know, a lot of it's just like ignorance. People don't like, it's not like they're trying to, I mean, some people are, but some people are just ignorant and they're just not educated in it. And they just, they believe some of the thing that the mainstream media has told them out there. And, you know, the meat and dairy industry have put a lot of like, I just read a whole article the other day that was basically saying that, you know, you can theoretically be a vegan and healthy, but you need to do a ton of research. You need to supplement with a ton of different things. You can't just take one multi. You got to do this. You got to do that, you know, and yeah, you can still be very, you know, like it was a ridiculous, one-sided, non-factual argument from the perspective of a non-vegan. And, you know, all of their points were just rubbish. But this is what's published to, you know, the mainstream. So people that don't know, they read this and they're like, oh, well, I got a nephew that's vegan. Maybe I should send him this article. So I don't know, you know. And, you know, some people are going to obviously believe like an article like that over like their friend. So just educate yourself. I don't know if that was the question, but that's what I recommend. I should make a video on how to defend vegan. Oh, yeah, we could do some talking points. But the first thing I would always recommend is don't get all mad and loud and arguey. Just be calm and cool and collective and just, no, this is what it really, or, you know, like just state some facts. And because I don't like arguing either. I don't like when things turn into like yelling matches and fights over stupid stuff that people are, you know, they think that they know everything, and or they're just trying to get you and get you going and stuff like that. So I don't know. I haven't really had that happen in a very, very long time, but you know, back in the day, I was very quiet. You know, I was just like, well, you know, like I know I'm doing the right thing. And nothing somebody's going to say is going to change my mind. So, and that's part of the reason why I started this channel, because I had a platform to give my take on things and to promote veganism in a fun way. Yeah, if there is, if something you don't know, then, you know, like, hey, don't pretend to know something that you don't. Just be like, well, you know, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of like you know, oftentimes I'll say, you know, hey, Dr. Greger has nutritionfacts.org, and there's a ton of data on there, and he's got a ton of videos on there. So if you have any questions about this, like, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, but there are vegan nutritionists out there, there are vegan doctors out there, and they can tell you anything you really want to know. And but I know from personal experience that, you know, these anti-vegan agendas are just, that's what they are. They're BS. You know, at one point I did think I was going to be sick being a vegan, but you know, I did it anyway, and here I am, over 2.5 decades later. I'm living proof that I'm a long-term vegan. I've done it. I haven't eaten animal products, and I'm not wasting away. I'm not dead. I'm not sick. I'm actually quite healthy. Yeah, you know, and that's Vegan Lee asks a good question about the whole argument when people say vegan meat. Why are you eating something that resembles meat? And, you know, my argument has always been from the beginning on that one is, you know, like, I don't care what it resembles. I don't care as long as it tastes good and it's not an animal or from an animal. Then I'm down with it, you know? So like, that's the main part there. And people are like, oh, these vegans craving meat. No, I never craved meat, but if I crave something that tastes good, that I know is good. So I've always said this about, okay, so I think that there's a reverse mentality there. Like, I feel like the norm is really messed up. So what they think, oh, so somebody said to me once, like, why would you want to eat something that resembles a burger? And my response to that was, well, wait a minute here. It seems more, doesn't it seem less extreme to, and more practical to take grains and vegetables and seeds and herbs and spices and mash them all up and make a burger patty and cook that up than it is to bring an animal into this world, feed them, grow them, slaughter them, chop them up, process them, and then turn them into a burger and cook it. Which one sounds more extreme? So I think it's just, you know, a mentality of like, this has been the norm for so long, but it's wrong. It's wrong, and it's that is what's extreme. I think when people say that, like, oh, well, you're eating a burger meat. No, I'm eating a bunch of vegetables turned into something that's palatable to eat. And if you want to call it a burger, call it whatever you want. But I'm not trying to make it, you know, like something that is an actual like animal. That's gross. It's funny too, because, you know, people, there are some gross anti-vegans out there, carnivores that will eat raw meat, which is ugh. But the majority, the 99% of people that eat meat, they always have to flavor it. They always flavor it with vegan herbs and spices and sauces and marinades, and you know, that's how they eat their meat. They got to make it taste good with the vegan products. So remember all that and say that next time somebody makes fun of you for being like, oh, you're a vegan, you're craving meat. And the other thing that is funny is I always have, and this is unique to me, this probably won't apply to you guys, but a lot of people come in here, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but every now and then there's somebody that has to come in and be a smarty. You like how I said smarty instead of smartass? So I don't get taken down by YouTube. And then they say like, oh yes, yeah, this channel is just totally, it's very well appropriately named. Vegans are zombies. You're wasting away and everything. But the ironic thing is, which they don't know because they're just coming to my channel and making an assumption, is that in my storyline, and maybe some of you guys don't even know this, but maybe some of you do, and it'll be in the movie too, and this isn't really, I don't know, too much of a spoiler, but The zombies are the people that are eating the meat and the dairy, okay? Those are the zombies, and that's what I allude to in real life. It's like the meat eaters are just mindless zombies eating the flesh of animals. You know, it's kind of how I see it, you know? But that's what I'm alluding to with the whole zombie thing. The vegan zombie, however, is a unique vegan that ends up getting infected with the zombie virus and doesn't quite turn into a full zombie. So it's kind of funny that it's ironic that they're making fun of it when really they're making fun of themselves. Usually get, here's my problem with vegans. Yeah, I don't think we think that we're better than anybody by doing what we're doing. But I do know that I'm doing the right thing. And all the other vegans are doing the right thing by choosing not to eat animals. That's the very least we can do. There's animal exploitation going on every second of every day. And the very least we can do is not eat them, to choose to make that. Because there's a lot of things we can't choose right now for them, you know? Because other people are making the wrong choices, we're making the right choices. And how can you, like, as far as morals go and ethics go, how can you even argue against that? You know, you're making the conscious decision not to consume them because we don't have to. And if we don't have to, why would we? And when you really think about it, what they are, like, I can't fathom people wanting to eat like an animal. It's gross. You're eating I'm already a germ freak. Why would I want to eat another bean or something that came out of another being's body when I could just eat plants and be healthy and be healthier? And people think it's ridiculous that people are still thinking today that if you're vegan, you're just grazing in a field, because there is so much food out there. And if you don't want to eat healthy, you can eat vegan cheeseburgers and vegan pizza rolls and pizzas and cheesesteaks and mac and cheese and, you know, vegan chicken and gravy. You can eat anything you want to make vegan. It's just crazy. Yeah, it rots. So it's not like seeing that we're better, but we are, and I'll say it to anyone, we are making a better choice by not, that doesn't mean that I think I'm better than somebody. It means I'm making a better decision. And I think, you know, and I also hate the argument, like, don't try to push I'm not telling you what to eat. Don't try to push your views down mine. Cause I don't, like, you know, go out there and, you can't do this or you can't do that. I find that's the wrong way to do it. But at the same time, my choices on what I'm eating aren't hurting other beings. But their decision has a victim. We've heard it all before. Like when they decide, the meat eaters decide to eat things that aren't vegan, you know, they're making a conscious decision to continue that, you know, chain of cruelty. So I don't know. The way I did it was I tried to veganize everything that I could that people, because that's what I heard all the time. I mean, people was like, oh, I respect you for being vegan, but I really can't do without cheese. I'm like, all right, well, what kind of meals do you like? I mean, I love mac and cheese and I love, you know, cheese sticks and pizza. And I'm like, all right. So John and I went and we veganized, you know, everything we could think of. We made, like, you know, pizzas and meatloafs and cheesesteaks and everything, you know. That's what we did at the beginning. So I wanted to put all these videos out there so people could try them out and say, oh, maybe I can do this, you know, like maybe I can, you know, this is cool. You know, I like watching this channel and I'm going to try these meals. And, you know, we've got so many people that email us saying like, hey, you really helped me go vegan. I didn't think I could do it. I don't think I ever was going to do it. I'm sorry for making fun of vegans and, you know, hey, I'm vegan now. And usually when you get them in that way, you know, it's like a, you know, it was like a non-judgy way to get them in there. And then once they went vegan, they started looking at all the other things, and they started looking at like, oh wow, you know, and then they felt good about why they were vegan, the ethics, the animals, and you end up feeling, well, again, you can eat a bunch of junk food and be vegan, but you can also, be, feel great physically and mentally that, hey, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing my part. I'm making a conscious decision to eat this and not that. And I don't know, that's what everybody can do. Like, even if you think you can't do anything, that's what you can do. One person can change the minds of many. Even if you don't think so. I didn't think I could ever. I thought, I'm like, well, I know I'm doing my part, but I was just really quiet. This is a long, this is like 20 years ago or more. And I was really shy too. So I didn't, I'm like, oh, well, but people would ask me, hey, what are you eating? Oh, I'm eating, seitan sandwich. Oh, what's seitan? It's really good. You should try it. It's vegan like plant meat. And, hey, they try it. Oh my God, this is really good. I could do this. I'm like, oh yeah, well, yeah. And then they start, asking you more questions. And then, hey, you just got somebody to maybe be curious about going vegan, or maybe the next time they hear about something, oh, my coworker is vegan and I saw they were eating seitan. Yeah. And then now you got a conversation going, and you never know what could transpire from that. So. Yeah, there's a huge ripple effect, because if you help somebody go vegan, then they helped other people go vegan. That's how it works, and that's why the veganism is growing exponentially every single year. And yeah, there's going to be people that decide they don't want to do it anymore, but there's more people that are doing it than aren't doing it, and I've seen it grow. I mean, you guys should, if you guys saw the vegan movement 25 years ago, it was almost unheard of. Nobody even really knew what the word was. And it's come so far. I mean, you can go to the store and you can pick from like 30 different plant milks and like 10, 15 different cheeses. And the good thing is, if you don't like one, you can try another one. And I always say that there's actually quite a bit of plant milks I don't like. I don't care for. I don't like them. But there's a select few that I love. So if you don't like something, don't be like, I can't be vegan. Just try something else. Try another brand. Try another flavor. Try another kind. The same thing with the cheese. The cheese has got so good these days that, at the beginning it was awful. And now most of the cheeses out there are pretty good. There are a couple that are still like but I'm always hoping that when somebody tries vegan cheese, they don't try the ones that aren't that good. They try one that is good. So anytime I get the chance to like make some of my dishes for non-vegans, like I do my best to like make like the most delicious vegan pizzas or mac and cheese and stuff like that. And it's worked. Like I've made, usually when I go to a potluck, and I'll go, like I was going to my so I've got a bunch of like vegan friends where I go to vegan events and stuff, but then I got like my friends that are like into the horror community, and some of them are vegan but a lot of them aren't. So when I was invited to like with some of my friends in that, we were doing like a potluck, so I brought vegan mac and cheese, so people could eat a vegan dish. I'm never going to make something that's not vegan, and I don't even tell anybody it's vegan. I just bring food and it's vegan, and that way I have something to eat too. So I bring that there, and there's a bunch of food. I bring my own spoon and stuff for it, and people went back and they ate all of it. Like that was the only dish that everybody just finished out of all the other dishes that were there. And then they wanted to know, they like, hey, what's the recipe for that mac and cheese? That was the best mac and cheese I've ever had. And this one lady came up to me and wanted the recipe, and I was like, oh, it's actually in my cookbook. You could just look it up online if you really want it. It's vegan. And she wanted it because her husband, like, he ate like 3 plates of it and he loved it. And she's like, oh, honey, you just ate vegan mac and cheese. He's like, what? Couldn't believe it. And made a believer out of him. You know people who are vegans because they find it trendy. Yeah, there's people that are vegan for all different reasons out there. And, before people like criticize because there's so many people out there that, like, I wish I could inspire everybody to go vegan, but I often say, like, hey, look, just like I don't care what somebody if somebody wants to smoke weed, I don't care. It like doesn't bother me if they want to drink, smoke. I don't do it. I don't want to be around. I don't care if somebody's drinking, but I don't want to be around the smoke. But same thing with vegan. Like if they're eating plant-based, I don't care why somebody went vegan, as long as they're not eating the animals. Then that's one less person that's out there eating the animals. Then I can try to like inspire somebody else, and I don't have to work on that person. Yeah, I mean, again, like, hey, I don't care. I don't care if somebody's doing it. I hate when people are always like, oh, you're not eating healthy and stuff. Like, who cares? Like, if somebody wants to eat some non-healthy food, let them eat. As long as it's vegan, I don't care. If somebody's eating comfort food all day and that's all they want to be a junk food vegan, go for it. I don't care. Yeah, you're right, Kobe. I did notice that there's a lot of influencers that do it as a trend to get views, and then when it's not working for them anymore, they give up on it. Yeah, that's disheartening, and when that happens, I usually do a video about it because I want people to know that, don't listen to this influencer if you're influenced by them because they made a bad decision. And, the argument used to be, like, at least last year, was like, you can't be healthy as a vegan in the long term. And I'm like, hello, hi, everyone. I'm doing it. And I know lots of other people that have been vegan just as long. Honestly, for me, like, I personally can't fathom somebody being vegan and then not being vegan. I don't know how somebody can do that. You're never going to see me make a video saying why I couldn't be vegan anymore. Even if I were to be like, oh, I had this really bad deficiency, I was getting really sick. I would be like, well, I got really sick, so I had to start, trying to eat a different way, or try to eat some, or take some supplements or something. But you're never going to see a video where I'm like, well, I can't be vegan anymore. Just like, I mean, I've done it for 25 years now. I feel great. My blood works great. I feel healthy. I feel way healthier than I thought I would be when I turned this age. Like, I'm in my mid-40s, and I'm still doing all the same things that I was doing when I was in my 20s, even my teens. So, you were watching fireworks. How were they, Holly? We're listening to them out here. I think the people that quit like that, they are making they don't want to do it for whatever reason, so they're making excuses of why they can't do it, and they're trying to come up with. The danger of that is other people that are impressionable, that are watching, that might not know a lot of things, are believing the stupid things that they're saying, which they might not even believe themselves. They might have an agenda of why they're not vegan, and they're just coming up with all these ridiculous reasons. Well, some people can't really do that. Not everybody can do this. It's like, I do know that everybody's different, and not everybody can eat the same foods, but I do know that everybody can be vegan. You might have to change your diet up a little bit, eat some different foods if you're allergic to certain things. There's supplements. You can do it as a vegan. And, I've always believed this, but, who cares what I say? The Board of American Dietetics says the same thing. So this is backed up by science. Can you make vegan crab legs? You could make anything vegan. Like, when my cholesterol was high, I started eating more food. Okay, so everybody says this. So the big I don't know. Like, I think what people... So, my cholesterol was higher than I wanted it, but for the standard American diet, what they said, my cholesterol wasn't high. It was it was higher than I wanted it as a vegan, but it was still well within being healthy for the average person. But a lot of people say that just because I was like how I lowered my cholesterol. So again, my cholesterol was fine. I just wanted it to be a lot lower than it was. I kind of changed it up a little by like making sure I wasn't eating trans fats, oils, especially coconut oil. So for a few years, I was led to believe coconut oil was the healthy oil. And so I started like cooking everything in coconut oil, thinking, oh, coconut oil is good for you and stuff. It's 90% saturated fat. And, that doesn't necessarily affect everyone the same way. But for me, it made my cholesterol go way up, my triglycerides and my cholesterol. So I never have anything with coconut oil. I know the Beyond Burgers, and it's like very, very, very rare that I ever have a Beyond Burger. Sometimes if I'm like at my parents and, because my mom likes to make the Beyond Burgers, which is way better than making the cow burgers. So, but I don't usually eat those. I try to stay away from coconut oil, and I never cook with it. I don't even own it in my house anymore. Was there anything I couldn't successfully veganize? Like, okay, so I know other people did, but every time I've tried to make the aquafaba, even following the instruction, it never worked for me. So I was trying to make the meringue kind of aquafaba cookies, and they would just bake down to like, they would like just evaporate into nothing. So I was finally like, I'm not even gonna bother. But most things I've been able to veganize on the show. I know. The whole coconut thing, and they're still trying to, like, sometimes I still have companies contact me saying like, hey, would you like to, we'll send you some more coconut oil. Would you like to do a video about it? Okay, yeah, send me the coconut. So you guys see this? Don't consume it. The best thing to do with it, though, is you could use it. It's like, it's good for like a skin moisturizer. So you could do that with it. Just don't swallow it. Probably don't inject it either. Oh, and Molly, I have my my good camera back, so let's do that. Let's do that live stream at some point about zero waste, zero or no waste, or low waste, or whatever we're gonna do. Yeah, people, yes, Deneen, I agree. There's the most ridiculous arguments against veganism out there. It's just, and a lot of these people like are spreading this on like big platforms and stuff, and it's just faulty information. Wow. I'm caught up with the comments here. I probably missed some when I was rambling, but man, I really wish this watermelon was better. So, okay, let's rephrase that, King Carb. A lot of people, I've done 2 videos on it so far. Palm oil. A lot of vegans hear palm oil, immediately boycott. It's not always the best thing to do, because there's palm oil out there that's some of the most sustainable stuff out of any resource out there. And check out my videos on there. There is palm oil that you definitely want to stay away from, but there's other palm oil that is very well sustainable. And Palm Done Right is an organization that I talked to at one of the expos, and we explained it, and it's some of the most sustainable stuff out there, a lot more sustainable than just regular crops that you would probably eat daily. So you want to see if it's a sustainable or a more sustainable, because you start saying something's sustainable and then the pedantic police come in and like, well, technically nothing's sustainable, so you're lying here. It's like, when we talk about sustainability, we talk about as sustainable as possible, which is pretty sustainable. But you want to stay away from some of the palm oil that is sourced over in places like Indonesia and stuff, where they're destroying rainforest and displacing animals and killing orangutans and stuff like that. That's why I did the video saying, like, Oreo's owned by Mondelez, and they were supposed to be part of the RSPO, and they went against the sanctions, and they went in there and they wreaked havoc. And that's personally why, everybody's like, oh, Oreos are vegan. I'm like, yeah, but like, new minnows are a lot more ethical. They're organic and they're good. They might be a little bit more money, I don't know, but they're basically, and Hydrox is another one. So just try to stay away from the Mondelez, which also makes the Swedish fish and a lot the Navita cookies that otherwise look vegan. But yeah, if you're wondering why I'm saying this stuff, check out my palm oil videos. I explain all the logic there. So, sometimes boycotting something can be counterproductive to what you're trying to do in the first place. Or maybe you're just somebody that's, hey, I don't need any palm oil, so I just don't need oil. Have I ever made my own soap? I have not, but I have a friend that makes vegan soaps, and she makes like all kinds of really awesome designs. And I have a Fight Club soap that she made, but she's got everything. She's got like, peanut butter cups that look like edible peanut butter cups, but they're soap. She just made some that have like a liquid in them that are like Dungeon and Dragon dice, like 20-sided dice and stuff. Ooh, cookie butter is really good. Yes, I've had cookie butter. The speculoos cookie butter is vegan. I've never heard that Oreos have beef in them. In fact, I don't believe that they do have beef in them. I think that Oreos, other than the palm oil they use, are pretty, if you don't take the palm oil into consideration, they are vegan. The only claim that they make, that Oreo on their own page say that they're not vegan, is because they're made in the same facility that processes like, milk products and stuff, which, by the way, is a legal disclaimer. So that doesn't mean that there's milk in it, but that means they use the same facility. So there's no animal ingredients in Oreos, like I said. So they're just one of those things that use a very unsustainable practice. They were with the RSPO. There's a whole article on it. I forgot where I posted it, and it was a couple years ago, and they may have changed their stance since then. But that was like the last straw for me right there. Like, I looked it up, and they were like a huge company, and they were supposed to be like with the RSPO, meaning following regulations and rules, and they didn't. They went into this rainforest, and they took down like tons and tons of rainforest, which they weren't supposed to, and it killed animals. Can she make soap shaped like an Oinky Boy? Yeah, she could make it like anything. Her husband is the guy that illustrated my cookbook. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't think a lot of vegans realize that most cereal is not vegan. One of my friends watched, because I just did the video on the cereal not being vegan. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. Pretty much all of Post, all of General Mills, and even Kellogg's is not vegan. Most of their cereal, like, I don't know if they have some organic ones that maybe might be vegan. I just haven't seen any, but anything with the vitamin D in it is going to be not vegan. And so my friend sent me a picture or a blog. Somebody blogged it, and I'm not sure. Vegan Food Lover wrote an article about Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles both being vegan. Say, yes, these are vegan. They're not. They're not. I know that in the comments, it's crazy. I got some crazy comments on that video of people saying like, well, is it, is it not ethical if you're just going to put wool in? Like, there's a clear definition. Yeah, if there's animal products in something, it's clearly not vegan. So if you're going to make the exception for something, then why would you make it? If you're just making it because you want to eat these, then hey, whatever. But there's a clear definition here. If it's got animal products in it, it's not vegan. I just had like some ridiculous comments on that video, and most of them I just ignored. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these cereals are not vegan, and there's, I've seen over the years a lot of not so much restaurants, but bakeries and donut shops using cereals that aren't vegan on things that they were claiming were vegan. And it's very possible that they didn't know. Like, hey, I didn't know for a long time either. But all you need to do is make a phone call and find out, like, hey, like a lot of vitamin D is not vegan. There are vegan versions of vitamin D, D3, and most D2, I believe, is plant derived. But D3 is almost always synthesized from lanolin and sheep's wool, and it's not vegan. But there is vegan D3, so I just wish that some of these companies would change over. And I did suggest that to them, so maybe more people could eat their cereal and stuff. But well, I don't know. I don't know every cereal off the top of my head. So when you say granola, there's a lot of granola out there that's vegan. Actually, Michelle's is a vegan company, and they have really good granola. You just got to see what's in it. You got to see what's in it. And if it's not labeled vegan, because here's the thing, like Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles, if you look at the ingredients, I mean, they look vegan, but then there's some things in there that, hey, I don't know what they used in this. And some people say, oh, that's okay and stuff. But like, do you really want to eat something that has animal products in it? Like, I don't. So yeah, the best thing to do is if you don't know, is to like when I posted my video, I showed proof of what I was saying, because there's other vegans that are claiming that these are vegan. So I showed proof. I called the companies. I legit wanted to know. And the reason I wanted to know was because we went there because this is a few months back, but Josh wanted Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which otherwise looks vegan. And he said, can you find out if these are vegan for me? And I was like, well, right off the bat, they look vegan, but I would have to find out about the vitamin D. So, Vegan Lee, thank you for the super chat, and have a great night. Happy 4th. So I just wanted to know. So you call the company, and I talked to one of their customer service representatives, and then you ask them about an ingredient, and then they find out for you, and then they tell you. And that's what they told me. They said it's derived from sheep's wool, from lanolin. And then I wrote to General Mills or Post Fruity Pebbles. And then, so I called a couple of companies to get the answer there. So yeah, if you ever have a question, the best thing to do, if you can't find like a video like I did out there that's showing you like actual proof, then just contact the company. Usually these companies you can email them and they'll get back to you, pretty fast. Maybe not within the day, but I would say within a week, most companies do get back to me, or call their hotline and ask them. And, that's what I always do. That's the best way to find out if you don't know something that's not labeled vegan. We're talking about pancakes? Yeah, Trader Joe's. Target also has some too. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of vegan cereals, like Barbara's. Not all, but a lot of their cereals are vegan, and it says vegan right on the side of it. There's like also 1 Degree Organic, Nature's Path. These are all companies that have vegan cereals. So these streams are making you hungry. Yeah, since I thought I was going to chow down on all this watermelon, it's just not that tasty. So I'm probably going to go make some food when I'm done with this. It's also, it was cold in here, so I turned the air off, and now I'm regretting that because it's very hot up here. I have not made the buffalo soy curls yet. I have a few other things that some companies sent me that I want to make videos on and post out there for you guys. So I also have a couple packages I still got to open downstairs. So I'm going to do that soon. I just wanted, the last video I did was kind of because it just happened. So I put that like unexplained lights video up yesterday for you guys. But I'm thinking about maybe going away from my 2 videos a week schedule and just doing the 2 videos plus any more that I feel like doing. You wrote to Wrigley's Gum. No, Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles are not vegan. And they actually wrote me back about Fruity Pebbles. Yeah, they're not vegan. Yeah, I've seen generic cereals be accidentally vegan. Yeah, for sure. You're all about the spicy Korean noodles. I had some ramen last night. Every once in a while, I like to just make some ramen. Do I think that the animal source of D was always animal-based or added in later? Honestly, I don't know. And like I said, like back in the day when I went vegan, like I had, there was like a group of friends and stuff because we didn't have the internet. And there was a group of friends that we would contact these companies and ask all the questions we could. And we never, out of all these years, heard anything about that. So I don't know. It's possible that that's how it was. Or maybe they even added the vitamin D in later, and back then they didn't even have it in there in the first place. I don't know. You just made linguine arrabbiata. I will do a vegan ramen recipe at some point. Did you see the ramen hero video I did probably a couple weeks ago? Summer came here early in LA. Ice cream time. Well, usually I just use regular ramen noodles, and I just season my broth up with different spices. And then sometimes I'll add veggies in there. Usually I put frozen peas in there like right when it's done, and then they kind of like, they're like little ice cubes. They cool it off enough for them to be completely cooked, and I don't have to wait 20 minutes before it's cooled enough to eat. You're going to go make a ton of pasta at 11. I'm going to make something too because, like I said, I'm getting hungry here. But I don't know. Let me pull this up real quick. So I know I've said this, probably sounds like I'm whining about it over, but I've said this a bunch of times. Like, the reason why I don't do as many cooking videos anymore is because the cooking videos are really like they're really involved, like, you know, and they cost money to get all the ingredients and make the video, edit the video. They're like probably the most, you know, time involved videos I do. And they don't really get any views anymore. And I don't know why. I started out as a cooking channel, but those are like my least viewed videos. And I just did this amazing lasagna. I made a homemade ricotta, a homemade Parmesan. It was super, super good. And it didn't really do too well. So, it looks like I got to go back to like, my reaction video to ex-vegans to get any kind of interaction, and for YouTube to even like, share my video to anybody. So it's unfortunate. Oh, the vegan Magnum. Yeah, those are good. I've only had them once though, when I first saw them. You're falling asleep, Trini? Aren't you gonna? Did you watch Unsolved Mysteries? You said you were gonna. The cooking videos are your favorite. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. Like, what if I just only did cooking videos again, like I used to? I don't know. You know what I think it is? And maybe I'm wrong, but I absolutely, and I hope I don't put this in your head so you start thinking the same way, but I hate my kitchen. I wish I had a better, my favorite kitchen we ever filmed in was the first kitchen we had way back in the day, when it was just John in the videos. That was his apartment. And I thought that looked the most like, you know, a cool zombie apocalyptic kitchen. I just don't like mine. And I don't know if I need to paint it a different color, or maybe you guys can give me some suggestions there. I don't know. I was going to, well, on the other wall, it would have been like a studio. I was going to put like broken bricks and stuff, and like a fake window with some green screen behind it, so I could make it look like there were zombies, like Night of the Living Dead or something, make it funny in the background, but just never did it. I don't know if I'd stream cooking on Twitch, but I would definitely stream cooking on the main channel. The last time I did it, the quality was really bad. So I got this camera back, and I need to order the adapter for my internet. And then we can try it again. But yeah, I'd love to do that again. I have a few things that some companies send me to that I really want to taste test, because I haven't tried them yet, and also show you guys at the same time. Paint the kitchen bright colors. I just don't like the way the kitchen looks. Let's mute this real quick. I'm vegan. I like that there's finally vegan commercials. Look at this, vegan commercials. Vegan ads, I mean. So this is my kitchen over here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like the way it looks. Those are our lasagna rolls that we made like 10 years ago. I don't know if you guys saw this video yet or not, but it came out really good. Too much white in my kitchen. Well, we got the, you know, it's weird because I like the way that some of these other YouTube videos of like a completely white kitchen, it just looks really like serene and clean, and I don't know. Mine, oh, my battery is exhausted. So tired that it's exhausted. Change that real quick. I didn't even realize we were already over 2 hours. 2 hours on here. There we go. There I am. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to like redo my counter. I mean, this is the original house. Only one other owner has lived in this house before me, the original owners. And the house is from, I believe, 1968. So I tried to update as much as I could, but like that's like still the same stovetop, the same counter, and just not. I wish I had a better kitchen, or I wish I could go somewhere with a nice kitchen to film in. You know, the kitchen that we used, and obviously I can't go there now, but the kitchen that we used for the peanut butter chocolate chip cookie recipe, and what else did we do? We did the corn dogs. Here, let me pull it up. I'll show you. Vegan. I thought this was a pretty cool kitchen here. We'll watch old vegan zombie videos here. So let's see. We started this out. John walking, moonlight. Yeah, this is probably in the fall. Oh, no, there's snow on the ground over here. And let's see. He's looking around. He's looking for a kitchen. Boom, finds a kitchen. All right, so this kitchen over here, let me see if I can get a good view of it. I liked filming in this kitchen. But do you see my style of filming here? Like, I'm the one behind the camera, so I knew what to do, and I always had that camera right up there. But since I don't have a cameraman, all my shots are on a tripod. And I think this improves the quality of the video, being able to do this. I think it's more personable that way than the way my videos are now. But you know, once in a while Craig helps me, but during the pandemic, I haven't seen Craig, so. Well, this kitchen right here is like it's a kitchen of a church, so it's like it is kind of a professional kitchen. We had dinner parties there and stuff. His dad used to work there. But these are the peanut butter cookies. And then, even at the very end, we have some zombie action for you. I mean, this is when we went all out on our videos. And I miss these. Like, doing all this stuff with the zombies. It was just really fun. Here he is running from the zombies. Look at that kitchen. It's a big kitchen. So we had zombie makeup and everything. And then at the end, it tells the whole recipe. There it is, vegan zombie. That's how I originally wanted all of my videos to be, and like that fashion. Like, hey, we find an abandoned kitchen. We go in, we make some vegan food. Some zombies break in, we take off. We see you in the next episode. I thought that would be fun. I thought that would be enticing for kids to, to watch something like, hey, I want to be vegan, like I want to make this. But still, like, also be fun and funny for adults too. Yeah, you're right, Dana. The kitchens are expensive. The fun fact that this I started this channel doing the zombie stuff before Walking Dead was a TV show. So that was just like it all boomed up around the same time. Shortly after I did it, Walking Dead was a thing. Well, that seems like forever. Here's a really good kitchen. Let me pull this one up. We got a little ad going on here. Okay, this kitchen, I've showed you guys this before, so some of you probably already saw it. This is the old guest house at the Woodstock Farm Sanctuary back a long time ago. I'll see what the date is on it. But we go in here and check out this kitchen. It looks really cool. The lighting, it just looks really spooky. And we made a really cool video too, recipe too. We made some shepherd's pie. Super, super good. But look at this. Like, it's this old, creepy, perfect for the zombie apocalypse. Look at this. Look at that. the cinematography here, I'm so impressed that I did this back in the day, because I haven't done anything like this in a while. This is what I want to do again. I want to make this, it almost like puts you right in the mood of this, kind of makes it creepy, but also like not too creepy that you don't want to watch it, because it's, kid friendly. But we find like this is, I wonder if it shows the date on it, but this is Veg News Magazine back in like, it says, veganism saved my life, page 32. And then he says, here, let me turn the sound back up for you. He says, ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Little one-liners like that. And then back to cooking in the kitchen. Those old videos made you wonder if John was potentially... Why? I will say, like, when we did all this is before we had a vlog channel and everything, so nobody really knew anything about John because he was always in character. He was always, in character of like getting away from zombies and zombie apocalypse, and that was how I wrote it. That's how I wanted him to be. Kind of almost a little loony because he's been alone for so long in the zombie apocalypse, just trying to stay alive, making vegan food. So nobody really knew who John was as a person. Like, we never did any like interviews or anything like that. And then, now you can just go over to his channel, The Vegan Homestead, and you can see John in his everyday life. So yeah, if you're wondering and you didn't get it, we basically wanted to make, like, I love horror, so we did the zombie thing, and I did it like in a zombie apocalypse, but it was more funny than it was scary. So I wanted just to make a fun, exciting cooking show that was set in a zombie apocalypse, and it worked. It worked for us. We got a cookbook out of it. We're making a movie, and we have the YouTube channel. So yeah, and a lot of parents reached out to us saying, like, you helped my kids be okay with being vegan, because at first they didn't want to do it, but then after watching your vegan zombie show, like, they were all excited about it and singing the song and telling me to make all these recipes. Oh yeah, I've seen Jenna Marbles' kitchen. They're millionaires. They've got a nice kitchen. I would love a kitchen like that. And, she's from the next town over. She's from Rochester. Watching this video right here is making me want to make some food now. It did help your kids. Were you one of the ones that messaged me about that? There was one that stood out to me. So somebody messaged me and said, I've got some really young kids, and one of them's allergic to everything. So, we're vegan, and, he's gluten-free and stuff like that. And the other one was like, just to make it easier, we were all vegan. And one of them was like, I don't want to be vegan. I don't want to do it. And then we started watching your show, and he was like, I'm like, I want to be like the vegan zombie. I want to make all his recipes and stuff. And, then he was excited about being vegan. And that really stuck with me all these years. I don't know if that was you, but somebody wrote me. Well, wow, we've been on for 2.5 hours here. So even when I feel like frustrated or down on like my content or whatever, like I think of emails like that, and you know, messages I get from people and things people have said to me in person about that, and it just makes me feel good that I am making a difference, and like I could never stop doing what I'm doing because, you know, this ultimately is helping. It's helping animals and it's helping people. So I love that I can do what I love doing, and I just want to make more of these kind of videos set in the zombie apocalypse, you know, and hopefully I'll be doing that sooner rather than later. I'm still, you know, with this whole pandemic, we're not sure, but the movie will hopefully put a, you know, we'll jumpstart this back, you know, to the old, you know, zombie apocalyptic videos that we used to do. How do I feel about raw vegans? I mean, hey, if they're, like again, I said I don't, as long as somebody's a vegan, I don't care if they're raw vegan, I don't care if they're comfort food. Personally, I was raw vegan for a little while, and it just, I don't know, it's like a mind F. I'm not going to swear on camera, but that's what it was like, and I found absolutely no difference in health-wise if I was raw or if I was cooking my food, as long as I was eating whole food, plant-based, and I was staying away from the processed foods. And so, but there are a lot of raw vegans that I have noticed are like raw vegan for, I would say they're more raw plant-based, and a lot of them I've seen were on very restrictive diets. They weren't in it for the animals, they were in it for just mainly health concerns. And but, you know, with that being said, not everyone's like that. There are, you know, there are raw vegans out there that it works for them and they're doing a good thing and they're promoting veganism in a good way. But I would say I would personally advise eating some cooked food too. Balance it out. I eat a lot of raw foods, as I'm eating right here, but I also eat cooked foods. You don't watch anymore because of my kitchen. Trini, you don't even cuss. Yeah, that's exactly why I would say, like, you know, like for sake of argument, you know, whatever, raw vegan, but more raw plant-based for, I mean, I can't like pretend to be in somebody's head to know what they're thinking or know why they're vegan or whatever. So I'm just going to focus on the things that I can do, and that is to promote veganism in the way that I know how, and try to educate people the best I can to want to make that transition to go vegan. Who's a millionaire from being vegan? I mean, I'm sure there's some out there. I was raw vegan for a little while and stuff, and I found that it was like, it wasn't a good, I don't know, I found myself like really berating myself over certain things, like, oh, I can't, and then I'm thinking to myself, like, of course I can, it's vegan, but it's just not raw vegan. You know, I'd be out with people and stuff, and I'm like, this is terrible, and I didn't like what it was doing, like, to like my thought process. Well, I know Fully Raw Christina has been vegan, or raw vegan, for quite a while, and she's always seemed healthy to me. I know her in person. I've met her in person, and we talk every once in a while. She seems to be healthy, and like I wouldn't question her. Like, I don't think she's going to be one of those people that aren't going to be vegan. She's in it for life. That's what I would guess, knowing her from what I know. I also know John Kohler, and he's been raw vegan for almost as long as I've been vegan, and he's healthy. You don't say, okay. Probably whoever owns. Yeah, I mean, owners of some big company. Yeah, it is. Like, I mean, there's some business owners that did the right things and became millionaires. Actually, now that I think about it, I do know a few off the top of my head. Miyoko with her cheese, cookbooks in her cheese company, butter. Yeah, she made it. Don't feel guilty about the Annie's mac and cheese. If I had some, I'd be making it right now too. She's not going to say it, but she's good at texting it. I don't know if you answered me, Trini, but did you finish, or did you even start Unsolved Mysteries? I like the vegan margarita pizza. Is it by Annie? No, it's by Amy's. Amy's vegan margarita pizza. That's probably that's one of my favorite ones. But I got another one that I just tried recently that the video will be coming soon for these new frozen pizzas I tried. They're super good. You're on the French episode. I was like, oh man, I gotta read all the subtitles on this one. It's the entire episode is like that. It's a pretty crazy one though. Like there's two that really stuck with me though. There's two episodes out of all of them that actually stuck with me. One of them is the UFO one. Oh, so you didn't watch it? Oh, okay. Well, there's a new one. I'm gonna be posting a video, but there's a new one called Blackbird, and I know there's a Blackbird pizza in Philadelphia. It's not the same thing. And there's another one that does like seitans and vegan frozen pizzas, and be on the lookout for that because I just had some amazing pizza. But I think, I don't know. I was really bored tonight, so I did an extra long one for you guys. But I'm gonna get going. Gonna make some food. Gonna feed the dogs their dinner, and maybe I'll go out for a night walk. There's some crime here. They caught the guys. Well, they were actually kids. They caught the kids that stole the cars here in my neighborhood. And two of them were underage, so they couldn't say their names or a picture of them. But two of them were they told their names, and they were 18 and 19. The other two were 15. And it sounds like one of them, I think it was one of the 15-year-olds, but I think most of them were already released. They were arrested and released to parents, but one of them wasn't, because the one that wasn't took off in the car and smashed into two police cars, two troopers, and drove like 7 miles before they got him. And then he was charged with all kinds of like assault and, grand theft felonies. So they brought him to a juvenile detention center. And this all happened right here in my neighborhood. And I guess it had been happening for like a week. I didn't know that. But like the other night, I don't know if you guys saw the other live stream, but if you didn't, I saw a bunch of cops in my backyard with flashlights and stuff like that, walking all over the neighborhood with a canine dog. And I was like, what's going on? Like I'm wondering what's going on with these cops. And I found out later that morning that they stole a couple of cars in the neighborhood and took off in them. You know, normal thing that people do in the summer. You send me movie suggestions. Are you talking to me or someone else? I don't think the bear would attack, so I don't think I have anything to worry about the bear. Hopefully. Oh, and it's a full moon out tonight too. You know what? It's funny too because I looked. They, you know, when they state people's names in the article, sometimes I look them up. The reason why I looked them up is because this was in my neighborhood. It was right by my house. So I looked them up on Facebook, and so the one that I looked up already had been arrested, been released, and he was already posting just like nothing ever even happened, like just posting stuff on his timeline that was like, wow, you know, like that was, I guess he didn't care about that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go make some food. So everybody, looks like people are going anyway. So have a good night. We still have about half an hour left of today in the full moon, at least here on the East Coast. All right, Brian, try not to eat anyone tonight if you're a werewolf, and I'll see you guys next time.